as well as to our community that's been devastated for many years. So we'll pray at this time. Mingwet, Wandu, Kanak, Migo, no Gomaga, Niboya. Ergit Migo, and Chivichiak, Ketwat Milawa, Makisa, Sikwak, Bantu, we Ketwit. Minante, Boy, no Manchu, and Tipatagrimakak. Minam, my decision coming, Shiak, the Sobis, we just shit up. Ma, gig it to it, no, I take we, we just. Okay, Mamma, no, the Gani Kaliskabas, Hi. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a senior advisor to Chief and Council. My name is Murph Sinclair, and I'd like to introduce Chief Travers right here, Councillor Robert Marston, Councillor Alec Travers, and Councillor George Travers. So at this time, I'd like to give the floor to the Chief.
Hi everyone, it's Chief Travers here. Lake St. Martin is very saddened by the passing of one of our community members, Linda Beardy. Linda Beardy's body was found disposed of in a Winnipeg landfill on April 4th, 2023. Miss Beardy has been a flood evacuee of Lake St. Martin since 2011. She, along with many other community members, have been forcibly displaced by the provincial government and the federal government. The intentional and forcibly displaced of our people has been traumatizing. And yet this is another example of harm and trauma affecting our people. Had our people had the chance to return home to our traditional lands, Linda Beardy might maybe still here today. However, she's returning home in a casket. I want to bring attention to awareness that Indigenous people are not trash, and normalizing having their bodies found in dumpsters is disgraceful. We need to hold authorities accountable in addressing crimes protecting Indigenous women, girls, and men. I want to call the governments as to what is exactly being fulfilled by the federal government's Truth and Reconciliation 94 calls to action. From an Indigenous perspective, the 91 calls of action, or 94 calls of action, is just another false promise by the government. Thank you. On behalf of Lake St. Martin, I'm here with the family, and I'm here with everyone from our community. Thank you. Miigwech.
Sorry.
Yeah. You have any questions?
Just the spelling of your name, so we can have it right.
Christopher Travers.
Can you spell it for us?
Traverse. Travers. Christopher CHRISTOPHER.
Chief Travers, are any members of Linda's family here today?
No, they're not here today.
Is there a message that they gave you?
Yes, there is, and I'm here for the family. I'm gonna go speak to them right away. There's some stuff that's happening behind the scenes, and that's all I can say right now.
I know
No.
she had different points in her life where she was
Yeah.
more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know at the time of her death that this was the case?
Pardon me, I can't hear you.
Was it around at the time of her death? Was she in a vulnerable position? Was she considered a vulnerable?
That's an ongoing investigation, and it's still ongoing. I can't speak on behalf of the investigation right now. And we're just finding out other stuff that's happening right now in the background that I just found out. So I have to make that short and let the police investigate their investigation.
You also said she was evacuated.
Yeah, she was an evacuee of Lake St. Martin, 2011. She wasn't allowed to return home. She was cut off the evacuee status and forcibly had to stay here in Winnipeg by the federal government.
I know, according to statement from her family, that she had gone to school in Winnipeg. She was at least part of her growing up was in Winnipeg. At what point did she move back to Lake St. Martin?
She wasn't able to move back to Lake St. Martin.
Okay.
She was forcibly had to stay here because the federal government cut our people off. They cut off 1,500 people of mine, and they had to stay in Winnipeg. They were left here from 2011.
Just again, looking at when she would have been in Winnipeg, there would have been a few years between. Was she in Winnipeg entirely?
Yeah. Well, since 2011. Yeah.
How has her death impacted the community?
It's traumatizing, right? It's traumatizing for our community to endure the flood. We've lost over 200 members since the flood, and it's just ongoing traumatization to my community. You know, I feel for them. I've been in leadership for 15 years, and you know I'm chief now, so you know it's just very traumatizing.
We know that the landfill is closed right now, but we do not know until when. Do you have any kind of indication about that?
I don't know.
Chief, sorry, just to
No.
clarify, the family did say that she went to school in Winnipeg as a teenager.
Yeah.
Do you know when she moved back to Lake St. Martin and how long she was living there before being displaced in 2011?
No, I don't have those questions.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Our entire community was displaced in 2011.
Okay.
Right.
I guess along with this, do you have any other further concerns about?
No, I don't.
people
I
who
just want
are-
to address what was going on here, and one of our community members were disposed of in at the landfill. That's just disheartening, right? It's disgraceful to find bodies over there, especially young women. Right?
Yes, for people who are from Lake St. Martin living in Winnipeg, do you have any concerns about their safety and their vulnerability at this point?
It's a concern for everyone, like growing up in Winnipeg or on a reserve, being young and being traumatized. You know, it's ongoing. Like the transition from being traumatized as a flood evacuee, they grew up as growing up here in the city, and brought back that addiction back to the community. We're dealing with deaths in community from drug overdoses to committed suicides, deaths every other month. 5 of them last month. I'm dealing with three of them right now, and this is for the 4th one in a matter of days.
What kind of impact does that have on the community? What kind of impact does that have on the community?
It has a tremendous impact to our community and the health and safety of our community, for sure.
Chief, can you tell us what kind of supports are you asking for?
Just community support from people recognizing an Indigenous woman being disposed of here at the landfill. You know, like we need the government to consider closing this and make that a landfill memorial site, right? You know, have something in place where inside a garbage truck where they could scan it before they dump the garbage here. Like there's some things that they could do, right? Maybe you won't find no more dead bodies here at a dump.
How did you feel hearing about this? It's one of your own.
I had to gather my thoughts for the last couple of days, so I wanted to see what was going on with the community members first, and the family before I come and make a public announcement. So I want to make sure I had some stories right before making this. So I thank you all for meeting me. If there's anything else I could ask.
What are your thoughts on the Winnipeg police saying that they don't believe that this was a homicide, that this was, you know,
that's the stuff in the background that I can't talk about right now. So I'll let it come out with their investigation.
Did that change the message that you had today? Or
Yeah, it did. I had to rewrite some things I had to do, right? So I'm there. All right, thank you. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.